NBA draft, a wonderful time of year, especially for us small market fans. This could be a life-changing type of draft for anyone, and it kind of seems like there's a big top tier of 4 players, but right now it seems like Jabari Smith has the overall best odds of going first to Orlando. For Orlando, does this make a lot of sense? Do we think Jabari Smith is the right fit? Or do you think there might be someone better to fill that number 1 spot?
I mean, I feel like Orlando should take best player available because when you look at that roster, I mean, who's their number 1? Like, are you trying to build around Wendell Carter Jr.? Like, you have nice pieces with Franz and Cole Anthony, Markelle, Jalen Suggs, but who is your number 1 guy? I mean, I don't understand why Jabari Smith Jr. is the consensus number 1 pick when you have guys like Chet and Paolo there. And I think they need to explore all their options. All the rumors say Jabari Smith Jr. is number 1. But I feel like, Paolo is that guy who can be a number 1 on a team and is instant offense, which I feel like is deserving of Orlando taking a look and maybe selecting him number 1 because that just kind of makes them a lot better offensively.
Yeah, I love Jabari. I like him a lot. I think that he's really the whole package. Aside from playmaking, he's not the best playmaker and not the best with the dribble. But if I'm at number 1, if I'm Orlando, for the reasons that you're saying, I'm taking a hard look at Chet. You have to look at him, and in my opinion, Chet's the guy that if I was the GM there, I would pick. I understand the concerns of his frame, I get that, but you can't. There are really no concerns about his play style and his talent. It's there. The only concern in is his body. If that's the only concern, you get him in with an NBA trainer and NBA chefs and all of that, get him on a plan, he's going to gain weight. That's what people were saying about KD. We love that comparison, but it's true. Giannis too. His fit too, people have brought up the fit. He's not the best fit. They already have bigs. The Magic aren't in the position yet to worry about fit. You draft best player available, like you said, that you got to go out and get the star. And if you look at all of those guys, it's a 4-player draft, like we've been saying. You have Chet, Paolo, obviously Jabari, and Ivy. Those 4. Which one has the highest ceiling?
Ooh, the highest ceiling?
To me, with the frame that Chet has, it's a thin one. But if you can build that out with his talent, the guy has shown flashes of crazy playmaking. He's shown flashes of shooting, stretching the floor. Defensively, he could be one of the best rim defenders in the league. We've seen him actually go out on the perimeter, and his lateral quickness will shock people in the NBA. I think without a doubt, he's got the highest ceiling out of those guys.
That's fair.
His frame is so scary to people, but I think you got to go. I think you got to go Chet number 1.
Yeah, I think too, that's what makes this top 4 exciting. I don't see Ivy being a number 1 guy, going number 1 overall, but I see the other 3 all very much being worthy of that number 1 pick. I like Jabari Smith. And I do think he would be a really nice fit in Orlando if they want to continue to build out with what they have. Because we were watching even some of his highlights before the show today. And he's just so smooth, even off the dribble. Take 2 dribbles and he's got a nice mid-range or something from beyond the arc. And he did that time and time again. This season. What's interesting too is outside of Paolo, Jabari, Chet, and Jaden Ivey, and this isn't a point why you wouldn't take him number 1, but all in the NCAA tournaments in their last game really did not perform well, which is just kind of one of those things that kind of makes you scratch your head a little because That's when you expect the stars to shine brightest. Paolo was phenomenal in the NCAA tournament, which that doesn't mean you're going to transition well into the NBA, but it does talk a bit about, hey, at the biggest stage, this is how they performed. So something to think about as well. That kind of moves into, we mentioned Chet. You're the professor of Chet, Trevor. You've been preaching wisdom for quite some time.
Welcome to Chet University.
Chet University lead professor Trevor Mikulin.